Ezra Miller added at least 25 more years onto his future prison sentence with this one. You'll see what I mean. We open on Sir They Pedophile the First cleaning up a sinkhole caused by something somehow in relation to Batman. Don't ask, it's not important. I could only pay so much attention to the 420p pirated version of this movie that I watched before starting to skip through the plot. Yes, we here at the Emoji don't endorse pirating, but we also don't endorse the kidnapping of children. And we kinda had to pick a side. We went to both sides and, asked what they could offer us. The pirating one said, well, we got free movies. Kind of self-explanatory, and Ezra said, well, you're gonna have to pay to get onto Epstein's Island, so obviously all bets are off. Moving on, Alfred tells Flash the east wing of this children's hospital is about to collapse, and he says, not. And Alfred says, yes it is. Then Flash says, nah, and then the building collapses. Also, congrats. We're at the 6-minute mark and the directors have already let Ezra in reach of a 5-month-old baby. Ezra proceeds to spend the next few minutes touching kids and putting them in microwaves. Nothing new, I guess. Anyway, he saves these kids. Shame nobody's ever gonna see them again. This just in, Ezra was caught speaking to himself during the movie.
You should seek the services of a mental health professional.
Also, the CGI looks terrible. As you can see, Lego Batman looks quite angry here. He's chasing down these fellows, don't know why yet, but he is. And then he does an epic fourth wall break reference to the original Adam West Batman acting. Oh shit, that doesn't look intentional. Long fight scene short, Batman eventually stops these guys, but needs a Deus Ex Machina. Who's it gonna be? A. The Flash. B. Diana, aka awkward love interest. C. Who fucking cares? You know it's B. Anyway, theme song. Oh, so cute. And I, for one, can't wait to get more on that. Oh, this is the last time we see Diana? Right. Never mind, I guess. Anyway, we slide through some being late because of superhero stuff, mean boss, cute girl, we know cute girl goes too far with trauma, this causes trauma to become the main focus of the film type stuff. And resume. Turns out the last piece of evidence that would prove Barry's dad to be innocent in the murder of his mother was finally sharpened just enough to be just as useless as it was before. Because the video is supposed to show Barry's dad shopping, but Barry's dad never looks up, and he's wearing a hat. So clearly this won't prove anything at all. This is unfortunate. And Barry is sad. Because he's sad, he goes and visits his family home, reliving the flashbacks of his mother dying. Now this makes him angry. So angry that he runs fast enough to go back in time. Why, you may ask? Because this movie had to start somehow. Then we slowed through about 30 minutes of student wants to use powerful power, mentor understands but is cautious, student insists, Batman said no, student believes in his own ability and does it anyway. And resume. Barry goes to the perfect spot in the past to fix his mum's mistake. She didn't take tomatoes with her from the store. Yeah, that gets her killed. Anyway, after he fixes that, he starts to check out the new future he has made for himself, slowly climbing back to the present. But that's when a creepy space deviant, who definitely has a completely original backstory that isn't exactly what happens in almost every time travel movie, including for some reason Buzz Lightyear, kicks Barry into one set time in the past. He meets his mum again, his dad, himself, themself. Oh no, bad time travel stuff. They freak out, do some shenanigans. Barry 2 is more immature than Barry 1 and thinks this is hilarious. Barry 1 is freaking out. Barry 1 helps Barry 2 get to the spot he gained his powers at the correct time and place so that Barry 2 also gets his powers. This backfires and now Barry 1 doesn't have any powers. Crazy time travel stuff, am I right? Barry 2 gets his powers, misuses them, almost kills everyone, etc, etc. You've already heard this before. He slowly gets the hang of it over time, however. Fuck. Barry 1 sees Zod incoming on the news because it's that time again, and has many a flashback. So he looks up Superman and some other superheroes to try and warn them. But he finds out because of his time travel shenanigans, say it with me folks, they don't exist. Wow. The only one of them that does exist is Batman. So they set out to find Batman. Now let me interact with the audience here a little bit. When there is a superhero in a movie that isn't the main superhero but acts as more of an inspiration to the main superhero when they were younger, what does the film normally do? Make them a lazy drunk? Make them a lazy drunk. Yes, you are correct. Batman is distant, and when asked for help, he does the exact same thing Mighty Eagle did in the Angry Birds movie, but just less funny. And from there, Barry 1 goes down to the Batcave to use Batman's supercomputers, because if Batman won't help him, he'll help himself. He eventually talks to Batman about his soppy past and guilt trips him into a fond memory of something sad. Their shared love for their shared love for their parents that are dead. And then Batman agrees to help. Wow, this is definitely the unique writing of one of the best superhero movies ever. Just remember that, folks. It'll be such a good movie that, audiences will forget that Ezra Miller's a fucking piece of shit. So Michael Keaton is really good in this movie. Everyone already knew that though, and I'm sure everyone also knows nostalgia bait is one of the easiest things to get right about even the worst movies. It's why some people actually liked the sequel fanfic trilogy of Star Wars. Anyway, they go off to find Superman because that's the only person that could stop Zod. Instead, they find Gollum from The Lord of the Rings. What a weird Oh, that's Superwoman! Makes more sense. Cue all the unnecessary titty zooms. Fuck it, let's just count them all now and get it over with.
Do you know what this symbol stands for?
To be honest, that's all I'm bothered to go find, but I'm sure there's more. Anyway, back to this scene where she kicks all the Modern Warfare 2 2009 NPCs' asses. And look at the Kalashnikov on the ground, although I'm pretty sure that's just an AK-47. But look at it, it looks like an item drop in Warzone. But hey, at least this dude ain't look like a Makarov. Oh, never mind, he does. Half of this movie looks AI generated. The textures, there is no texture to them. They're just blank colors. It looks like they grabbed some default setting in Unity and they just chucked it on there. It's just a plain CSGO type map flooring. The the poly count is so low it could run on a Nokia phone. It's ridiculous. After this scene, they all go back home and explain things to Superwoman. She agrees to help and goes off to look at General Zod, I guess. I don't even know at this point. Meanwhile, Barry 1 is working with Batman to get his powers back. They're gonna use a kite to direct lightning into Barry 1 whilst he's surrounded by a bunch of chemicals. This is to recreate that accident that gave him powers in the first place. Newsflash, this don't work. They try to add some more electricity, but everything is already fried. Thank God, Superwoman gets her titty zooming ass back here real quick and flies Barry up into the storm cloud to get himself electrocuted again. He comes back down seemingly dead, till Barry 2 tickles him with an electric shock. That, for some reason, activates his powers. I don't know if they were going for the whole, oh no, he might die thing, but we all knew he wasn't gonna die here. So, anyway, now they both have superpowers, so that means we're off to fight Zod for our final battle. So, things go terribly. Yeah, that's as expected. Very quickly, Superwoman has her pristine chesticles stabbed by some needle thing that is harvesting the seed of Krypton out of her to make a new Krypton or some shit. Batman sacrifices himself in a heroic display of bravery. Never mind, it's all undone. Because time travel and shit. Here we are for round 2, where everything, goes the same way. They lose again, but this time, Barry 1 realizes it's hopeless. And this is a set event that will happen every single time they fight here. Barry 2 is still filled with hope that if he just runs in there enough times, he can save everyone. Barry 1 is slowly coming to the realization that he is going to have to go back and kill his mother to fix everything. This is when creepy space deviant comes in. And surprise, surprise, it's a future version of Barry 2, who is still trying on repeat to save everything and everyone. He has come to the conclusion that the last obstacle in his way to this save everyone puzzle is Barry 1. He keeps resetting things before Barry 2 can save everyone. So Barry 2 made Barry 1 create Barry 2 so that they could have this moment where the future Barry 2 kills Barry 1. But present Barry 2 jumps in the way and sacrifices himself instead, inadvertently killing future Barry 2 as well, ending the never-ending loop of self-destruction. Barry 1 then goes home and resets everything with his mother. Has a few heart-touching moments as well. This hug of goodbye to his mother basically symbolizes the hug of goodbye to Hollywood. Ezra Miller is fucking done for when it comes to Hollywood. Do not watch The Flash, and if you must watch it, pirate it. This movie doesn't deserve any saving graces. The movie ends with Barry back in his own world, and then the movie decides to steal one more trope from one more show, Loki. Everything seems normal as he starts finding people. His dad is free as a result of the security camera footage. His crush asks him out, and then he calls Batman. Batman soon arrives, seemingly kinda not understanding what Barry is talking about. And then Barry sees Batman. Wait, that's not my Batman. This isn't my universe. Oh no. And then it ends. Yep, you thought it was over, but oh no. Plot twist. He's in the wrong universe still. So yeah, this movie's a fucking nothing burger. It starts how it ends, but oh no, he's in a new universe. That's crazy. Exactly how the Loki show ends, mind you. The CGI in this movie was utterly terrible. I reserve the right to make fun of anyone who said, it's just the trailers and it's better than Marvel. This is the lowest quality superhero film I have seen in a long while. She-Hulk had terrible CGI, but at least it was consistent and you could actually look at it without it being the worst thing you've ever seen before. This movie has no texture, no depth, all the green screen effects are completely unconvincing. Everything looks like a test demo for an Unreal Engine 3 game. It's genuinely crazy how unfinished this movie looks when it's supposedly been in development for so many years now. There is no excuse for DC as to why this would be this bad. But hey, James Gunn's now in the helm. I'm sure he'll be able to turn something around over there at DC. And this is where I'm going to have to leave you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want more stuff like this, we have a few of these, primarily with the Velma show, or She-Hulk, or Black Widow. We have these type of videos for all of those reviews. So subscribe and stick around if you did actually enjoy. Goodbye.
Just made an album 7 days, that's quick. Boobies going up and